I am still not seeing myself on the stream yet, which sounds a little bit ridiculous, but hopefully I will be on shortly. Yes, now we are live. Good afternoon. I'm sorry I'm so late today, and I'm also sorry that I skipped Wednesday this week. I had a migraine from hell, so I didn't stream on Wednesday. Apologies to everyone who may have missed that. I am working on a Lady Death cover, one of the 25th anniversary ones, and from what I've seen online, there are a lot of artists working on their contribution for the cover. So I'm really excited to see what everyone else has done. Of course, everyone's just posting their little tiny snippets of the cover. So I don't really know what everyone else is doing, but I am working on mine. I worked on the sketch and the layout and the sketch. So I didn't do the sketch on stream like I was planning to because, as I said, migraine from hell. So, the sketch is approved. I just heard back this morning, and I'm so excited to work on transferring the sketch to final board. So, like I've told you guys before, a lot of times I will, actually all the times, I will draw my sketch smaller, and it's in my scanner. Hold please, I'm gonna go get it. River Dragon, hi! I'm gonna go get the sketch so I can show you guys. All right, so I like to do my sketches at 8.5 by 11 size. It's just a little easier to handle for getting all of my lines down and sort of doing the figuring and the thinking. I drew the wrong sword, however. So that was the one change that I was asked to make, was to do one of the other swords that she has. So currently, I believe Lady Death has 3 different swords, and I drew the wrong one. So, Wendy is here. Lots of love to Wendy. How are you, love? All right, so this is the piece. Right here, I put little corner lines, and that's where the cover cuts, or where I'm thinking it's gonna cut. So this is gonna fill the whole page, is just gonna be Lady Death. And I'm drawing her body quite large because any background that I'm planning on doing, large on the page is what I mean. Any background that I plan on doing, I'm gonna do with color. I'm gonna do some sort of like bright flame or, you know, bright smoke. I haven't quite decided exactly what I'm gonna do for the background, but I'm gonna make it pretty minimal and dropped back, and she is the focus of this cover. A lot of times I will have her sharing focus with the background, like one of the other covers that I did for Lady Death this year. She's coming down some stairs, and so I put a lot into the background. With this one, I'm gonna put a lot into her. So this is her main outfit. Ooh, there's some people to say hello to. Juan Solo is here. Hi, Kylie. Hi, Cortran. Hi, Tyler and Timmer and River Dragon again. Hello, and Wendy again. Hi, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I'm sorry that I missed Wednesday again. Many apologies, but I'm here today. And I am thinking to do Spotlight and Fire. Yeah. So I'm thinking to do traditional inks on her this time. And I'm going to do it with a brush, which is kind of returning to my roots. I love inking with a brush. My brush of choice is the Winsor & Newton Series 7 brush. These brushes are super expensive. I've had this for years. I haven't used it in a long time. I have a 0. If I had bought this when I was working on 11 by 17 paper, which I wasn't when I bought this, I would have a 1 or a 2 probably. But since I have a 0, I will work with what I have. You just got it, Juan. That's so awesome. Yay. Thank you so much for ordering that. I so appreciate it. Thank you. Scratch where it itches. Hey, it's almost the 25th. Whoop. Okay, So this is the sketch, and then this is the final. There's one thing that I fixed. When I took this and put it on the computer, I flipped it so that I could see what it looked like inverted. And it became very clear to me that this eye and ear were way too stretched out. Kind of like it was all getting yanked and the side of her face was trailing away. So I made her eye a little bit smaller here, and I brought in her ear. I don't know what I was thinking here, but it looks wrong. So I fixed that, and now I'm working on transferring it to the board. And her hair is just a mush of a massive amount of scribbles. So Kylie, if you manage to stay for all of this, I will be working on hair a ton. So you get to see me working on hair. Hello, Sarah. It's so great to have you here. Hello, Scott. Jason, hello. No self-control. True story. Okay, so like usual, seeing the light table and the sketch through, I can imagine is slightly unpleasant viewing experience for all of you, and I apologize for that. I was trying to have this transferred before the stream today. Needless to say, there is a massive amount of snow coming down right now. I went to go pick up my son, and what would normally take 15 minutes took an hour, over an hour to do. So I'm a little bit late. Sebastian, hello. Welcome to a Twitch stream. It's so great to have you here. Twitchy Lee is here. Can you have the sketch, Juan? Yes, you can. If you would like it, just email me and we can talk about the details. The original has been claimed by Senor Jason Coates right there. But the sketch is definitely up for grabs. Oh, Mr. Renzine, thank you so much. Or it's Mike Renzine. I'm sorry, I read Mr. Hypno Sherlock. Okay, so the brush is what I'm going to use later on. I'm not going to do the inking until all the pencils are figured out and finished. And with brush work, from what I've talked to with a bunch of artists, everybody has their way of holding the pen that makes it somewhat painful for them. Some people put a lot of pressure and they put pressure on the paper. And that's kind of where their artistic tension goes, is to pressing on the paper. For me, I'm a squeezer. And I squeeze the living daylights out of whatever pen I happen to be holding. And when it's a thin thing like this, squeezing this is so freaking painful. So whenever I ink with a brush, I band-aid my fingers. Not because they are cut in any way, but there's that little tiny bit of padding in a band-aid that's just, it takes the edge off of the pain of the squeeze, which is what I do. But brush going away for now, and I will stop yapping your faces off, and we will get to some actual work. All right. So, I always have to adjust and readjust the boobies on Lady Death. I will just come out and tell you guys, because she's well endowed in the chest area, and I always tend to make them too small. Now, I usually get you know, a little nudge. Okay, Lady Death needs to put on some weight, Dawn. So I try to remember to actually make her bust larger. Even so, in my sketch, I don't think it was large enough, so I'm fixing it. I didn't get told that it was, though, but you know, there's some things I need to just learn myself and not always have to do redos on that. And this is the character. This is how she was created. She is a voluptuous, strong woman. And I tend to draw her a little bit too thin. So I'm trying to make sure that I draw her correctly and don't make like every bone protruding and shit. Have I not tried putting putty on the brush? I absolutely have not. That is so odd. Hello, Yo-Yo. I'm so glad that you like the Divinica series. You are awesome. Hello, Lino. All right. So there is going to be a lot of transferring, a lot of pencil work, and I need to redo the sword. So the hand motion and where she's holding the sword is good. It's just that the actual hilt of the sword and the design of that particular part, I drew one of the older versions, and I need to draw the newer version. So I do have reference that Mr. Polito sent me, so I'll be adjusting that. But the rest, it got approved. There were no changes, so happiness. This is gonna be fun. You're so here for this. Thank you, Kylie. So I'm gonna try to stream for a good 3 hours. So I'm gonna go until 9:30 my time. So whatever time you are in relation to me, right now it's almost 6:30 here. So I'm gonna go until 9:30, give or take. I'm skipping dinner. Oh, that's very interesting, Arrow. I don't have any putty, so I don't think I can do it this time. So I'll just stick with my Band-Aids, but that's a really good idea for next time. All right, I'm sorry that it's kind of fucking with the screen a little bit. I can see the little dancing lines on my screen here. So I'm sorry if that bothers your eyes. I'm keeping it as dim as possible so that I can see what I'm drawing. If I make it fully bright, what happens is I can't see what I'm doing on top of the light table because the light is so bright. I tried the kids' pencil grips and they're made for the size of a pencil, which as you can see is considerably thicker than these brushes, so they just slid around and it didn't really work. No, Scott, it's not your old eyes. They're light and barely noticeable on my screen too, but for some people I thought maybe it might bother them. So no, I'm not telling you you're old at all. Hi, Gola. Thank you so much for the follow. Hypno Kitty. Okay. So, Lady Death has very big, full hair, and she has like the part in her hair, it goes up very, very high. And usually I don't do it. I kind of give her a little bit more of a side part with a up high floop or flip or whatever it is right there. But with this one, I'm going as real Lady Death as possible on the main version. On the patch, I'm gonna go nuts on a different outfit for her, but for this one, I wanted to really, I don't know, be true to what she is. Now, I didn't do everything exactly like the standard Lady Death one, and I love it that Brian gives me creative freedom to kind of wing it on her outfit, because outfits are just so much fun for me. But I'm reining myself in on this version, and then we will go wild on the risque version. Oh, rubber bands is a super good idea. Hello, Louie. That's brilliant, Yo-Yo. I may try rubber bands. That's super, super smart, actually. I wish I had thought of that 15 years ago. Okay, so I'm going with the classic black outfit, like usual. I'm really happy with how her panties turned out. I know that sounds ridiculous, but it's so easy sometimes to make the body look weird depending on where the lines of the panties are put. And this is, I don't generally draw girls in this pose. So this is about as like panty shot as I will go. But I'm really happy with it, and she looks like a badass. And so I'm gonna try to get this done right and make her look good. But for now, I'm very happy with the shape of her panties and how they're sitting on her body, which is a giant, oh, phew, it looks good. So I don't have to worry about that too much, which is awesome. And the big part in the center of her hair, I gave her this time. And then I just want to make her hair look like it's flowing and blowing behind her, but I think I went too far down over here, and I'm gonna change the motion to being like that, as opposed to going completely out on the side. And I wanna move her hair away from her giving the horns right here, because then it just makes an element that I want there to be space for you to see being distracted by hair behind it. So I'm not gonna put hair coming down as far as I have it here, because I think it distracts from an important element on the cover. Maybe I am Twitchy Lee. Hello, Tanis. Welcome to the stream. Oh, you guys are so awesome. Thank you for being here. All right, so curly bits of hair coming around here. And Kylie, good evening, Philip. Hi. Okay, Kylie, you mentioned something about the upwards nose shot. And so I'm just gonna bring this here for a second to show you, and I'm gonna zoom in a little bit, which means I'm just gonna pull the paper up a little higher. All right, so with a nose, when it's in this particular position, her face is not completely up, but it is a little bit. And so what I did is I got the complete head. You do the actual full circle. So I drew the back of the skull and all the way up to the top right there, right? So that you know you have it in the right shape and what you're trying to go for. And then what you do is you do the center line where you know the center is going to be, and then where you want the nose, because you'll see more chin in this particular position because the way that the perspective is going, you'll see more chin. So the mouth is up higher than it would normally be, and as is the nose. And the nose actually gets scarily close to the eyes because it's taking up more real estate, right? Because it sticks out. And I just did a little triangle, kind of shooting over to one side, right? And then you do the little triangle, and then you just do the center line of the nose, and it's gonna be a little bit off center because it has some depth to it, girth to it, thickness, whatever, you know, the center line in the nose between the two nostrils. And then what you do is you just draw one nostril where it would be connecting to the top of the lip right here, and then you do you don't even need to draw the other nostril, but it's all shaped by a triangle. So that's the one thing to remember, is just make yourself a little triangle where you think it should be, and then you're good as far as the face and where the nose is and those upward shots, which can be they can be really challenging, but once you get the basic formula of it, it's actually quite easy. And having sometimes, you know, that upward shot is more queenly. It's more, it has more of a, like, I'm the boss in charge, and that's the pose. Like at the beginning, when I first sent in the layout, her head was down, and it didn't have that like commanding expression that she needed. And the down face is almost a little bit more, it can either be angry, but it can also be a little bit more subdued, or, you know, I'm the subject as opposed to I am the master. And so that change in the face makes all the difference sometimes for a character like Lady Death. Yeah, snooty and regal, that's right. Okay, now I will get to drawing. It's just Kylie had asked me about the upwards nose shot a little while ago. Philip, I am doing so much better. Thank you so much for asking. I had to skip Wednesday because I just really wasn't out of the woods, but I'm feeling better now. Yay! Hello, Mark Windsor. You're so welcome, Kylie. Brandy! Mwah! Thank you so much. I'm glad you like it, love. I'm so excited to do this one. This has been so much fun. Hello, Anthony. Okay, so back to hair. And usually I try to keep my lines so clean because I'm just penciling it. But with this one, I feel like I want to ink it, even just for Jason, because he's going to be getting the original, and I want, well, at least he has first dibs. I'm not trying to lock you in. And I want to make her really pop, and having all of her outfit in black ink is just gonna look so much better. So I'm really excited. And I think it's actually might even save me some time, because when you're penciling line work like this and you need a lot of thick to thin, you know, I need to make her hip lines really nice and thick, and her hair lines, I'm faking it with a pencil by just adding more lines and, you know, faking all the depth. But with a brush, I can just do it in one stroke. So I'm hoping that it's gonna actually save me time. So this week, Lyndon had some homework that he needed to do. And for anyone who doesn't know me well, hello. Lyndon is my 8-year-old son. He's in 3rd grade. And he had some homework where we needed to do some family history stuff, you know? Basic things like, you know, who was the first in your family to immigrate to North America, to come to Canada, you know, all of those kind of questions. And I had no idea, so I got a hold of my mother and asked her who was our first relative to come to Canada, because my mom is Canadian, my dad is Irish American. So for the last my whole lifetime, but since I've been in Canada for 7 years, I've told everybody I'm a fake Canadian. You know, I've only been here for 7 years. I'm not a good Canadian. I don't know how long our family's been in Canada, all of that, right? Well, I just found out that my mom is technically French Canadian. I don't speak a word of French. I'm a giant failure. But my mom, our ancestors came to Canada in the 1600s from France. So I'm actually not that much of a fake Canadian, and I feel good about that. Yay. No, biomorphic art is Shane, right? Shane, I'm so sorry I did not do a stream on Wednesday. I had a headache from hell. So this is my first stream for the week. I failed. I really should learn French. Okay, there are some languages that I did learn. I learn and forget languages very quickly, but I've spoken 4 in my life, I think. I spoke Spanish fluent, Japanese fluent, knew enough Polish to get around, enough Russian to get around. Started learning German, failed at German. So yeah, I speak 4 languages and then English. I would need to brush up on all of those languages, but those are the ones that I did speak. So now I need to add French to the roster. And I think my language learning skills are very, very rusty. Oh, thank you, Annika. Mwah, lots of love to you. Oh, for sure. No worries, Jason. Have a good one and enjoy your Thanksgiving. Russian, once you learn one Slavic language, which in my case Polish was first, once you learn one, you can get by with all of the other ones. Like, that's what's so nice about learning a lot of the Slavic languages is yeah, you really only have to learn one and get one down, and then, you know, you can get by in all the other countries, which is so great about Europe. Nice, Travis. Probably Spanish was the easiest to learn because I learned it when I was really little. And then Japanese I learned in about 6 months. But Japanese, once you know Spanish, pronouncing Japanese is really not that difficult, you know, because it's all consonant and vowel connections, you know. It's trying to learn to pronounce some other languages, like learning to pronounce German or learning to pronounce Chinese or Hungarian. Those ones are much harder. Okay, I want her to have some fun jewelry here too, so I will be giving her some necklaces and fun things there. I want there to be a skull right here, and I drew the skull quite a bit lower on the sketch, but I want to move it up and put it kind of right in between her boobs right there, and I keep a skull on my desk for reference because I actually kind of suck at drawing skulls, which is ridiculous considering my job. But I never feel like they look very badass, so I want to keep working on that. No, I don't know how to speak Chinese. Yes, well, I don't know if mine is a jewel edition or not, Scott, but you know, if it is, yes, I will be on the risque version. I'm gonna just jewel and lace it up. It's gonna be so fun. So Lady Death has kind of big bangs, right? Well, you know, they're not actually bangs, but she's got layered hair. So right here, this is where we would see a little bit of her skull, but it would be going behind her ear because of the shape of where her head is. So I'm just gonna do where her hair is connecting right here at the nape of her neck. And then even though I'm not gonna actually black this in, I'll put where I plan to have a shadow under her chin so that we're not just seeing neck for days. Guys, I gotta tell you though, I forget languages really quick. So I can learn them quickly, but I forget them quickly. So if you come up to me and start talking fluently in Japanese, I'm gonna look like a deer in headlights because I'd need a couple months to like rebrush up on said language. Thank you, Lino. All right, and then I want this part. So this stuff is coming up a little bit, and then I want up here to also be like way flowing up, you know, so it's not all gonna be coming down from the top of her head. And then I want a nice big crazy curl going out this way for no apparent reason. Because it just adds movement. You know, her pose is, for all intents and purposes, very static, but her hair just adds that whoosh to the whole thing, which makes things so much fun. Okay. So with hair, you kind of think of it like like ribbons and cloth, and you want to have the twirls and the curls going in such a way that you can kind of see the top side of the curl and then some of the underside, and you want to have it broken up into smaller chunks. And think of it like having one big chunk and then a medium-sized one and a thin one. And don't put them in a row. So like have the big one and then the tiny one and then the medium one. And that really helps as far as making it look realistic and interesting, because really I'm putting a lot of weight on her hair as the movement of this entire piece. So the hair is actually a very important element in this cover. So I need to make sure that I give the hair the time and the attention that it needs. And for pretty much every cover that I do, especially for Lady Death, the hair takes me the longest. Hey, Ashley! Okay. That's the fun of my... Sorry, Gabriel. Sorry, not sorry. Yes, we have a ton of snow right now. Oh, Tanis, you're here in Calgary. Okay, so you get it. I got stuck in traffic for so long. I went to go pick up my son from Market Mall, and what usually takes about 15 minutes took me over an hour. It was so bad. Okay, so I want lots of little curlies coming up and pulling her hair up and back. And a lot of times, you know, if you try to be realistic with hair, I have looked like, say, I've done searches for flowing hair and blowing hair and hair in wind. It's all just gonna be like, right out straight like this. It's not big voluptuous curls that are just kind of bouncing and floating in the air. That doesn't really happen in real life, you know. This is you know, fantasy. So if you really want to see what hair does, I would almost be more inclined to look at blowing cloth and then look at pictures of people underwater. And in there you'll get a little bit more of a softer, smoother look to hair floating, which is really what I'm doing here. I'm not drawing hair just blowing out into the wind because it doesn't look like this in real life. But if you look up hair underwater or people underwater, you can get a lot better idea of the flow of hair. Yeah, you shoveled earlier. It's like an exercise in futility to shovel right now. Okay, Ashley, is this the traditional way of doing layers? No, right now what I'm doing is I've taken my sketch. This is my sketch. I've enlarged it onto, this is one 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, but I've enlarged it onto 2 and printed it out. And now I'm doing it on the actual art board, which is 11 by 17. Oh, Mark, you're from Windsor. My mom is from Windsor. That's cool. Okay. Okay, so for here, I've got it curling like this, and then it's curling up and over itself. So there's a twist in the hair. So you just want to have little extra directional lines inside the twist. And for everyone else who doesn't particularly care about hair drawing, I apologize if I'm just rambling on about stuff that you're not interested in. I'm doing this for the people who are interested in drawing hair. So mostly from what I'm aware of, Kylie is interested in hair drawing. So right now I'm just kind of like thinking about Kylie and trying to explain hair for Kylie. And if you're bored, I'm sorry. Oh, thank you, Anthony. Oh, Ashley's interested as well. Okay, so this is for people who are interested in hair drawing. I don't consider myself a pro at this. I find hair drawing to be quite frustrating. So I may erase stuff, and there are no real rules, but these are just things I've learned in my massive amount of frustration with hair. Yeah, hair is so frustrating. Okay, well, Kylie, if I get to the feet on this stream, I'll explain to you how I did those as well. Because I feel like I kind of had a little mental breakthrough with this, this piece in drawing her feet. Because in my layout, they were like little hoofs. And they looked really bad. Oh, yep. With the madness of the Black Friday, oh my goodness. I've been home all day, so I did no Black Friday shopping, but did anybody go out into the crazy and buy anything? Maybe I can like vicariously shop through you. What did you get? Oh, nice. That's very smart shopping, Ashley. Nice, Scott. 4K DVDs, nice. Oh, sweet. And a new computer monitor. Oh my goodness. Purple Rain t-shirt. Oh, these are all sounding so cool. Yes, I agree with you, Mark. Drawing braids is much easier. Oh, that's so great. I like what Mo got. You're smart, Tanis. It was definitely not a day to go out. Oh my god. And trying to get to Market Mall was just absolute insanity. Steve. Hello. No coffee or tea today, Lino. Just water. I had my coffee a little earlier before the show. Oh my God, that is insane, Tyler. I'm doing good. How are you, Steve? All right. So hair can get a little overwhelming sometimes. So what I do once I've kind of hit a point where I'm starting to cut corners is I'll move to somewhere else. So that's what I'm gonna do right now because I can feel it. I'm starting to cut corners and I'm scribbling where I should actually be making decisions and drawing locks of hair. So I'm gonna move to something else and come back when I feel like I can handle it a little bit more better. I hit points with hair where it's just overwhelming, especially when it's taking up almost a quarter of the page. So it's entirely up to you how you feel like doing it, but for me, I need to leave something if I'm finding that I'm kind of doing a shit job, move to something else, come back when I can take it again. And yes, it's a lack of self-discipline, but then at the same time, I'm preserving my brain and I'll come back to it and do a good job again. Ooh, fun! Craft fairs sound good. Okay, I'm catching up. I think everybody is good. That's awesome. All right. So this is it's actually a little candle tea light holder, I think, but I keep my kneaded erasers in here because Sherlock likes to eat them, so I hide them from him. And this is excellent reference as far as skulls. So I really love this little guy. I do sometimes, Anthony. I am preserving the hair so I don't start doing a shit job. But thank you. Lots of love to you, Anthony. All right, so there's the cheekbones that are very prominent in a skull, obviously. And then even though technically the eye sockets are just nice, big, and round, they look very sweet when you just do the eye sockets, like the bones of the skull. When you make them completely round, it doesn't look like a badass skull at all. It looks like, ooh, happy teddy bear. So I do fudge it on those and kind of bring down the brow bone more to give it a little bit more of a sinister look. You're awesome, Anthony. Thank you. Tyler, Sherlock is a British short hair, so he's a blue. Zulu Alpha Charlie Hotel, thank you for the follow. And yes, Sherlock is a British blue short hair, and the blue stands for he has very bluish gray fur. There are British short hair cats that have, you know, the tabby cat kind of patterning. There's ones that are called lilacs where their hair is gray but kind of a little bit more of a softer pastel-y gray that has a slight purple undertone. And the breeder that we bought Sherlock from, she had lilacs or blues, and I wanted a blue, so we got Sherlock from her. And he's very, very stinky. He has a thing for like real soap opera style dramas. He is not interested when I watch Blacklist, Gotham, any of those kind of shows. Sherlock couldn't give a shit. But when I have Grey's Anatomy on, he'll sit for like an hour and just watch the TV. And then Vienna, my daughter, watches Jane the Virgin. And again, Sherlock's right there for that. Anything else, he couldn't be bothered. It's so weird. Oh, thank you, so awesome, Art. Hello to you too. My red skull is over by my bed. You have a good memory, Anthony. Devin! Hello, Silly Titan. Devin, are you in Chicago right now? I know that sounds mad creepy, but I saw you posted something from Chicago today. Oh, the snow trucks are out scraping the roads. Yay. Oh, you bought a real camera? That's awesome. Your cousin is getting married tomorrow. Oh, okay. That's awesome. Are you having fun in Chicago? Oh, that sounds amazing, Steve. I want one. Hey, Hans. Nope, don't like how I drew the teeth. It's your third time there? That's great. Sorry, Kylie. Speaking of Chicago, I heard back from C2E2 this week and I got into C2E2. Yay! So I will be there in March next year. And it's the weekend after Emerald City, so that's going to be a tight back-to-back. Are you ready for 2 weekends from now, the expo and the Twitch party? No, but I will be when the time comes. No, I didn't know it was the 10th anniversary. Oh, Devin, you are an absolute sweetheart. Thank you. So much love to you. All right, and I want a skull right here and a skull right here. And then necklaces. I haven't decided what I'm putting on the necklaces yet. I just kind of randomly drew little circles. I need to sort of make up my mind there pretty soon. All right, so this is the center line and it needs to go all the way down, and it does. So that's good. So the heaviest portion of her necklace needs to fall in the center line as well, right about there. And I don't want to make it a skull because I already have 3. Oh, hello, Phasma Star. Oh, thank you, Mark Windsor. Oh, I'm sorry. You have to go to work. Bummer. Back to the hair. Soon, soon, Anthony. Yay, I'm so glad, Kylie. Thank you so much. Yay. Now I might add more to her outfit. I'm thinking about it. And I'm trying to decide if I should give her heels or not. I just feel like this pose with heels, it doesn't always look very good. So I'm going back and forth on should I, shouldn't I questions. Oops. When I move my light table, it tends to disconnect. It's not exactly the strongest. Hey, Keyman! Oh, yay! I'm glad you like it, Kylie. Alright, so drawing this foreshortened arm was quite a challenge. I'm not going to lie. And I'm not entirely sure that it's spot on right, but I did draw in all the little circles and rings that you're supposed to do to get the proper perspective in. So this is the tube that is her whole forearm, and it's foreshortened because she's holding the sword like this in front of her. And then here is her arm connecting to her hand. And I've got little breaks in the sword. Now, I used this sword so that you could see those breaks and see the arm carrying through. I am changing it to another version of her sword. So we'll just have to see how it all works once all is said and done. I may have to make some adjustments to her arm. I'm not sure. But for now, this is the foreshortened arm. And I'll put her, see her arm gloves are a little bit below her armpit. So here they would be approximately right there. And having these things like her garters and the gloves can help show the direction of her arm. So it is really handy to have these extra little things that help to show perspective even though it's all skin. What's the sword supposed to look like? It is, actually I probably should print it out. So it's a good thing that you reminded me. Because Brian sent me the sword. And I've drawn this other sword many times before. It's just, I should have drawn it again this time. Whoops. 1 second, just loading my email. Save the image, and then I'll print it out. All right, it's printing, and then I can show you. I haven't done it yet, Philip. Hello, Banji-wan. I'm back to hair, Anthony. All right, so now the hair that I need to do is not what I've got underneath. So my sketch is no longer helpful because I want to move her hair upwards. And these two curls look identical, and that doesn't look good. When you have two things that look almost exactly the same, it doesn't look great. So I erased those, and I'm gonna need to refigure this whole section now. Everything else is not based on the sketch. But I'm gonna go get the sword so I can show you guys what that looks like. All right, so here is the sword. This is some art by Richard Ortiz, and he's incredible. And this is the sword that Brian would like me to use. So I will be looking at this for reference so that I get the right sword. Oh, thank you so much, Anthony. Check the expo site and they have you with 2 tables in 2 different places. I would contact them, Hans, and ask them what's up with that, for sure. Oh yeah, it's an amazing sword. And this sword is called Chaos. And I don't know if Richard Ortiz designed the sword, but this is the reference that Brian sent me. You have that issue? That's awesome, Gabriel. Yeah, kind of like a reverse axe, it's true. Hello, Treknut. So I want these curls right here to be going this way, but then the stuff from underneath, like that's coming from the back of her head, is gonna go down like this and then curl back up and around. And the reason why I'm doing that is because these are shorter pieces of hair. So if there was wind blowing up like this, just pretend there's a giant fan right here off screen by her knee and it's blowing her hair up. These are lighter, shorter pieces of hair, so they would fling up a lot faster and easier than the stuff that's the longer pieces that are kind of in the back of her head. So that's why I'm thinking to have them curling down, and it just makes it look more interesting. And then coming back up. So here, these pieces are, again, a little closer to the fan, so they would be getting blown up as well. And these ones are kind of the little stragglers in the back that are taking a little while to get lift off. Oh, okay, it's Greg. All right, let me write you down on my cheat sheet. Hold, please. Mace, hello. Thank you for joining the stream. All right, I'm just gonna move a couple things around so I can open up my cheat sheet. Keeman, right now I am working on a Lady Death cover for the 25th anniversary. Oops, oops, oops. Oops, I lost me. Okay. Guys, I accidentally clicked on the wrong thing, so I'm sorry. I missed, if you, chatted anything in the last minute that I haven't answered, if you don't mind, can you just post it again, because I clicked off the stream and so it's rebooted the chat and I only have the latest 3 comments, so I'm sorry. Okay, Twitch names, here we go. Thank you, Keeman. Oh yeah? That's awesome, Mark. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna have to look. Okay, so, wait a minute. I was gonna, it was Mr. Peacock. Can you tell me your, can you comment again and tell me who you are so that I can add you to my cheat sheet, please? All right, I'm gonna get her fingers in here so I know where I don't want the hair to be. Oh, that's a good thought, Kylie. Yes, I should. Yeah. Okay, so Trek Nut. Okay. Trek Nut 85. Greg. Perfect. All right. Thank you, Greg. Save. Okay. Perfect. Happiness. All right. So I'm just getting the fingers in here so that I know where I need her hair to stop. And so the way that I draw knuckles in so that I know where they are is I just draw little diamonds and they kind of round the corner. So the diamonds are rounding here. This is kind of where the top of her palm is. And then her fingers and knuckles are going off from there. And then I'm gonna round the fingers at the knuckles on the other side. And then she has her gloves this finger is completely covered and then the other ones are bare. I'm drawing a comic book cover, Evankster. Okay, so now I can turn this off. I know where her fingers are, and I've done a few measures to make sure that it's the right size. Now her hand is in front of her face, so it's coming towards us a little bit more, which is why they're a little bit bigger than her face. Oh, thank you so much, Hans. And something I'm trying to do in my art right now is work on having more overlap in the way that I draw hair, and in a lot of ways putting more of an overlap. Or here I have a little break in her bangs, and I want you to be able to see some of the hair underneath. I want to work on adding a bit more depth into the levels, and so when you look at hair you can kind of see into more hair underneath. Yes, you are 100% free to talk art in this channel. Please do. This is the place to ask me questions if you have any questions. There's also tons of other artists on this stream, so feel free to ask them questions as well. This is the place for all of that. So the way that I kind of figure all this out is initially I'll just do scribbles. And from the scribbles start to slowly figure out what on earth is happening. But I do want layers and levels, and I want her hair to be going up that way. I had it too far out to the side, which was kind of flattening the whole screen and the whole picture, as opposed to making it look like her hair is going back into the page, as opposed to just out to the side. Of an unladen... I have no idea, Greg. Need some advice. I'm drawing a hentai comic. Oh, wow. Okay, well, that I have no idea about, Evankster. I'm so sorry. You know, publishing it in other places, man, I'm not sure. I'm sure that there are places, like, I know that some comic book stores have spots in the back for hentai comics. Axatos5, thank you so much for the follow. Symbiote, hello. Oh, I see. Okay. I did not get the reference. I'm sorry. I'm a little slow and dense when it comes to that. I'm so bad at like remembering stuff from movies and lines. I'm the worst. Okay, I think I'm happy with the hair. So now I need to start putting in some of the darker lines and penciling it in so that I know what to ink. So I'm gonna work on that now, and then I can work on the rest of her body. But her body's gonna be pretty easy to pencil and ink because it's pretty much a very big part of the cover and just huge sections, and it's nice and easy. So the hair is actually something that I can afford to put a lot more time into because the rest is not gonna take very long at all. The due date for this one, Brian is so amazing and kind. He gave me, when he wrote and asked about timing and stuff like that, the suggested deadline that he was looking for, I couldn't make it. I couldn't even start by then. So he just said, if you can't make it by this deadline, please write in and let me know what you could do. So I wrote in and said I could have it turned in by December 1st. Also, the holiday market is December 1st, and the Twitch party is December 1st. So that was my my brilliant plan. But I should be able to make it. My migraine is the thing that kind of took me down a little bit as far as being as... I'm a little bit behind my personal schedule on this one, so I'm gonna need to kind of haul ass over the weekend to get it done and flatted so I can start coloring it next week. But I should be able to make it. I know, Brian is amazing. Coffin Comics are just the best. I love working with them. Yeah, you know, you could always do something like that and make them like all have bottoms on. Oh, hello, Kara! Yeah, I love Coffin. They are the best people. They're so, so awesome. And that they, you know, they work with you and, you know, they're so good. I am so grateful. And I'm wearing my Coffin Comics shirt. He is the coolest person. 100%. the print is back. Yay! Okay, where did I put the sketch? Oh, here we go. Just want to make sure I get her mouth and face right. His mouth is important. And I don't plan on inking her mouth. Oh, it's all good, Philip. I'll get dinner later. Just wanted to get her mouth right. So I was actually very happy with her mouth. Oh, I'm so sorry, Hans. That's crazy. Oh, you're amazing, Mace. Thank you so, so much. Aw. Spiked shoulder pads. I don't know who that is, Twitchy Lee. I'll have to look as well. Oh, I think Dan added a Sherlock one. So somebody can try Sherlock if you want to. Did it not work? Aw, I'm so sorry, you guys. He sent me one. Maybe he didn't add it in. Let me ask him. All right, I'm gonna text Dan and see. Did you? I'm about to do something scared of the outcome. I'm sorry to say this. Sorry, guys. I was wrong. I thought he did. You know what? To me, it's sounding Twitchy Lee. It's sounding like it might be Lola XOXO from Sia. Hey, my Francine. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, it's not there yet. I'm sorry, everyone. I got a little overly excited. Fail. I'm unplugging it from the cord so that I can do some serious turning now. Yes, I'll be coloring this one as well. Of course you will, Kylie. Alright, so I'm not worrying too much about cleaning up all the little lines because I'm gonna ink it. So that's gonna save me a lot of little minute erasing minutes that really start to add up when you're trying to clean up hair like this. Oh my god, it can take so long. So I'm hoping that by inking it, I actually will save myself some time and it'll have a lot more of a crisp look, which I would like to have. So this little curl right here is coming from this lock of hair in the back. So I just need to make sure that the lines meet up properly. That. Hey, Adam! Do I have a Black Friday deal on my drawing? No. Though tomorrow an email is going out. It's not Black Friday, but it is another one of the secret sales. And Kylie, it's the one I was telling you about. So definitely this is the one I told you to wait for. Okay, so those ones are done. Just gonna get this one done here. Can you have a hint? It has something to do with coloring. No, it doesn't have to do with Harley. I did, Adam. I want to respond to you. That just made my day. Thank you so much. I can't even. That was just the kindest, and it means the world. And I wanted to like actually take a proper amount of time to respond. So I'm sorry that I haven't yet, but I will. Thank you so much for taking your time to write. Okay, so this is completely curling over on top of itself here. So I've got the curl going like this, and then it's curling back around. So it's all these little overlaps and stuff that make hair, at least as far as I'm at right now in my journey in drawing hair, these are some of the things that I'm adding in to hopefully make it look more interesting and, you know, a lot more going on. So that's the hope. Okay, I don't like 3 curls. See, they're all going in the same direction, and that looks bad. So I'm gonna fix this right here. Maybe I'll have it curl the complete opposite direction. And then these ones can stay. Okay. Hey, David. I didn't see the cat versus Christmas tree. Where did you post it, Philip? In Boop? Okay, I'll go look. I'm sorry that I missed that. All right, see you later, Kara. Mwah. Thank you, Adam. I'm excited about this one. All right, so this curl, I intend to be meeting up with this guy down here that's kind of going back behind her, and I don't like that right there. So I'm gonna get rid of that. And just have this portion of hair clearly coming down and going behind this curl that's coming in front. So I don't have everything completely figured out, but then at the same time, I want it to at least make some kind of sense. Like it does connect to her head somewhere, even if it's not realistic at all. So this is kind of coming around back here. This little curl is coming to the front and then curling back behind. So I'm making sure that these lines match up, at least a little bit. And then it's going behind her traps right here. And if I have that line right there, it would make this portion of hair too thick. So I needed to thin that line out a little bit, or it wouldn't work. Because even though it's easy for some of these things to even look like they make sense in pencil, it's crazy, but a lot of your, like any mistakes in the work become far more apparent once it's colored. So it is kind of handy for me now that I'm coloring my own work. I can fix some of these mistakes that I don't notice until it's colored, and I'm like, oh my God, that looks awful, because I'm there and I'm working on it and I can see the mistake I made in the pencils, where like certain bits of hair just don't look right, or you know, technically it's too thick down here to actually be big enough of a lock of hair up here. So I am gonna have to bring this portion back in because it's too thin up here to be able to have that much hair down at the bottom. Does that make sense? I hope it does. But anyway, so now I just need to adjust how I've drawn the curl up here to make it actually meet up down at the bottom and work. Otherwise it doesn't work and it looks really bad. And so this curl is coming up like this. And then this portion of hair is going on top of the one underneath it, but then behind the two curls in front. Oh, thank you, Adam. All right, I missed so much. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, you guys. I missed so much. Oh my God. Okay, take pictures. Oh, I missed Twitchy Lee leaving. If you see this, Twitchy Lee, bye. If anybody had dibs on what? Oh, hello, Jason. Yeah, you guys do entertain yourselves easily, and I've just been completely zoned out. Go. So her collarbones are in and they're in the right place. Phew. Oh, thank you so much, Greg. Lady Death 25. Okay. See you later, Devin. Have a good one. Jason has first dibs on this one, and then I have a couple other people that wrote and are on the wait list for this one if Jason decides not to get it. But I guess that's up to Jason. Oh, hello, Eric. Okay, so because these skulls are sitting kind of on where her boobs are rounding this way, we'll be seeing more of an up the nose shot on the skulls as compared to this one, which is on her actual rib cage, and so it's facing a little bit further down. We have to think about these things. Okay, so here the hair is actually coming forward. So all of these strands are behind this curl that's coming towards us. See you later, Mace. Thank you. I'm so looking forward to the Twitch party as well. It is going to be so much fun. Woo! But yeah, I'll be doing another stream on Sunday and then probably a few extra next week as I work on finishing this one up. So there should be, I'll make up for the streams that I missed this week. Oh, you thought oh my God, that's hilarious, Adam. No, here is X equals black for work. No, that looks like X nipples. Anyway, no. It's skulls on the top of her bust or bikini thingy, whatever that is. Lol, high nipples. Bummer. Yeah. See you later, Mace. Alright, so I have half a mind to actually cut the hair and not make it disappear into the back, but actually have it with a little curl right here. So I'm thinking about it. I'm going to draw it in and then decide how I feel about it later. And then here's another big section of curls in the hair. So this line of her actual bangs is going to need to be pretty thick so that I can pull it into the foreground and make it clear that all these other ones are back, kind of this part of the hair. Oh, no worries, Hans. That's so kind of you, Hans. Yes, every piece is Medusa pieces. The problem is solved. Drawing Medusa is hard, man. So if all of your work ends up looking like Medusa, you're off to a very amazing start, Gabriel. Adjusting the way that this curl is going. I hope I'm not off stream. Okay, I'm not. Hello, Eosmada! I don't think that you need a permit, Hans. Next year, I believe so, yeah, Kylie. right, for now I'm thinking to leave that curl there. And I'll see how it goes. All right, here I'm going a little bit straighter. So I'm kind of making some of the edging is curlier, and then the main big sections that are kind of right in this top of her head area are gonna be a little straighter, which, you know, helps tie it into, you know, the big things right here in her bangs. I don't even know what those are called, where it's like all flipped up like that. Okay, so this is a bigger lock that's kind of curling around and over, and here is a section where there's no hair. Yeah, Hans, just I think do you have a booth or an artist alley table? Oh, thank you, Philip. McDonald's hair. Yeah. Oh, that is so awesome. Thank you. Artist Alley. Yeah, so I filled out the one form that they sent in the email a couple days ago where, you know, you had to sign that little contract. And that's kind of all I'm doing. I don't buy the electricity or, you know, carpeting or any of that stuff. I just kind of get what I get as far as the Artist Alley table and just sign that one contract, and I think that's all you need to do. And that's awesome. You're not very far away from me. Yay! Okay, so I'm gonna do a bit of a curl right here. So let's just do a small one right there. Okay, this is where things get confusing because I can't really tell what it was I was drawing. Too much scribbles gets confusing. There needs to be some parts that are just lots of hair because she has very thick hair. So if I make everything just tons of little strands, it can get to be too much. It's like visually overwhelming. So some of these I'm just gonna be like, they're gonna have directional lines, and then I'll do more curls and stuff in the edges. So I don't wanna have every last little bit in its own little lock, or to me it appears to be too much. So like here, all of these are just bigger chunks of hair that are all going back, and I'm gonna do the edges are gonna have kind of where it goes into its own little clump. All right, let's catch up on some comments. Oh yeah, I would, I usually do get parking. It's just Dan's gonna drop me off and pick me up, so it's kind of handy this time. Yeah, hello, Jason. Oh, hello, General Psycho. Welcome to the stream. Okay. If I can manage to finish the hair and get this whole piece penciled by tonight, I will be so happy. Like legit, so incredibly happy. Oops. Oh, that's awesome, Hans. I'm glad to help. Okay, just pushing that back a little bit because I'm working in the very top corner. All right, I need to have a few more breaks in the hair here. It's looking too thick and clumpy again. Nope, that looks too much like this one up top. So it's so easy because, you know, your hand kind of gets used to making certain forms, and it's so easy for me to start getting too many things looking parallel or like mirror images of themselves. So I have to keep, like, that's why I'll draw something and erase it because I realize it looks too much like another curl somewhere else, and you know, this is why hair takes so long. I have changed colors a lot? What does that mean? You're awesome, Jason. Thank you. Do you get the pages with your name made? What do you mean, Hans? I am so sorry, Adam. That sucks. All right, so I've got this portion curling down right here and looping around. The sketch pad I'm working on now? Well, this is the same paper I use all the time. No, I get these pages for myself. Sheldon prints them for me. So I got this template made, and then I just send it to get printed on the paper I like to use. So all my little random scribbles that technically make no sense whatsoever start making sense to me as I'm working through the piece, and you know, getting little bits drawn, and one little lock of hair kind of leads to another lock of hair, and I start slowly figuring it all out. And believe me, it's not figured out when I start. It's not even figured out when I'm doing all these little random scribbles. But as the piece starts to take form, or I draw one little scribble and then I fix another one, it starts to kind of all start to make very loose sense. General Psycho, I am using a 0.3 millimeter pencil, but if you would like to see the brand that I use and everything, because they're actually really decent and not expensive, just scroll down and I have a list of all my tools, and this one is the 0.3 millimeter. Oh, thank you, Steve. Oh, thank you, Philip. You are awesome. been a while. How are you doing? And Sherlock is doing great. He's being very stinky, but that's usual. And I mean stinky in like, it's a term of endearment. At least it's become that way. Yeah, he is. He's binging Netflix and he likes the girly drama shows. We have finally figured him out. All right, so the hair I think is pretty much figured out. I don't have to make it extremely clean in this case because I'm gonna take care of it in the inking. Woo! Thank you so much, Kara. Yeah. Oh, thank you so very much, Jason. I'm glad you liked it. Okay, so I am done with the hair. Thank you, Kara. Kylie, thank you so much. That means a ton. Oh, you girls are here. Oh, thank you, Philip. You're such a sweetheart. I'm gonna stream until 9 or 9:30 my time, so that's another half an hour to an hour. Oh, sorry, Wayne. Yeah, House on Haunted Hill looks terrifying. I'm not gonna watch it. I think Dan and Laura are talking about watching it, so maybe Sherlock can join them. But I am way too chicken for that. I'm sure she did, Wayne. It sounds terrifying. I can't watch shit like that. It just scares the living daylights out of me. But I know that Dan and Laura are talking about watching it, so... and I've heard really good things from tons of people, even on the stream here, that everybody really liked it, but I'm just way too chicken for that kind of stuff. Yep, body work and feet. Not that scary. Yeah, where I dye your hair with Copic markers. That's right. Okay, so the thing with feet, and hopefully you guys can see the feet. What I did is I broke her feet into sections because they're going away from us. At the beginning, this was literally, I had a straight line. I don't know if you guys can see in my sketch, but it was a straight line from knee to toe, pretty much. But your foot indents right by your ankle in the front and then has a little bump and then goes to toes. So I know that on a flat surface, you wouldn't see the bump, but you would see this part where it gets indented. So I just indented this area a little bit more and pulled her calf muscle down. So it was kind of just circles and lines at the beginning. And then here I made it like a triangle for the back of her heel. So this is actually a really tough pose for me to do on a foot. And I'm gonna put shading because even if I don't put her in shoes or heels, I will have her latex garter go all the way down to her toes. So here is the back of the ankle. So I just drew in a little bone right there. A couple little scrunched bits for the back of her sock, basically. And then right here, there isn't a ton of muscle or anything. It's just a tendon connecting your ankle to your calf muscle, right? So I've just got the tendon there and then a line going from her calf muscle to, you know, that's kind of just overlapping a little bit to show that it is getting bigger and kind of covering some of the tendon line area. Oh, thank you so much, Gleistig. I appreciate that. Oh, that sounds like Sherlock. Always guilty or more judgy than anything. Oh, thank you, Anthony. All right, and then here is where her knee comes forward. And I kind of made it flatter right here because it's where her weight is resting. And then on this side, I just went a little bit more to where you could see the kneecap. And then these are the lines that I just have for what I'm indicating to myself the front of her thigh, just in case I put some design elements on the front of her garter. And then on this side, I kind of did exactly the same thing, but because it's at more of a sharp perspective, the calf muscle goes further down because it's the bigger thing blocking the view to her feet, which are of course smaller and further away. I think I have the light table written down at the bottom as well, Lino. Oh, that's so encouraging to hear, Wayne. Thank you, because I really wasn't sure what to do here, because honestly, just having a random heel not being on the ground, it doesn't look very good. So I didn't want to do heels, but then I'm not sure if I have to do heels or I should. I mean, it's approved, so I guess I don't have to. But that's encouraging to hear about Lucio, and my God, I love his work so much. So yay. I could just follow in Lucio's footsteps and do Lady Death without heels. Okay, so there's the ball of your feet that have the like little extra bit of chub, and there's a huge bit under like your big toe and then a little smaller section for the rest of your toes, right? So that's what I've done here is I kind of just took a guess at what would be the center of her foot and did what would be the ball of her feet then here, and then you would see a little bit of her toes. And so that's kind of how I broke up the foot. I'm not considering it perfect in any way, but it works. At least it looks like feet to me. Whereas sometimes I don't feel that my feet drawing is spot on or anything like that. And this is a hard position to put feet in. But it's how I broke everything up. Heels. Okay, so I always draw in the full back of the heel. Basically consider them wearing socks that have the like little heel a different color. Oh, thank you, Wayne. Oops. There is a slight short in my light table. So when I move things, it tends to turn off. Okay, so same concept here. This is the side of her foot. So I'm putting in her ankle. There's a little bit of ruching from the back of her heel because of course, her heel is being pushed up and thus making a bend in her leg where you would see some ruching in the cloth. And then this is the back of her heel here. Now this side I really struggled with, and I drew it a fair few times. But again, I did the same thing where I basically just broke her foot up into 3 sections. And here we would be seeing her like little pinky toe on this side. So, just got that in there. And then her feet would almost get a little wider on that side, because this is where her big toe is in the middle. You know, it's on this side is the big toe, this side is the pinky toe. Yes, my light table I believe is a 3. Yes. Okay. Alright, and I need to give her nails. Now, nails are always such a pain. Alright, so what I did is I always kind of draw fingers that come to a real extreme point, and then I follow that point with the nail, and then I just kind of widen out where it's actually fleshy finger at the top or nearing the top. So this finger is covered with the latex or leather glove, and this one is not, because it's her middle finger that has the glove. And then I'm giving her some kind of bracelet thingy. I just need to figure out what I'm doing there. And because there's not a ton of detail going on, but I need her to pop. I really need her to stand out from the background, because I am gonna put some kind of flame or colored smoke or something behind her right here. And so I want her to really stand out from the background colors. As such, I'm making her, the line art and her whole outline quite thick. index finger looks super skinny. Well, I don't know that I would want it to gain too much weight. I do like long, skinny fingers, I guess. Oh, thank you so much, Wayne. I will definitely take a look. I love Lucio's work. It's amazing. Oh my God, yeah. Look at that painting, and he paints it all. It's just mind-blowing. Okay. So, right here, I'm gonna make it solid behind the skull. And then I'm just gonna put a few little grommets where everything is connecting. Okay, so I'm in my mind this this center piece right here is kind of the leather bit that's like on top of everything else. So I'm just giving her some grommets right there where everything is connecting. Yes, I did see his new Aquaman cover. It is badass. Oh, well, thank you so much, Claystig. And you know, it's all just practice, practice. Alright, so for anyone that I am mad confused here as far as what's going on, these are not weirdly placed nipples. They're more skulls. So I'm going to put skulls here, here, and here, but I'm not going to put a skull there. I need to come up with some other idea of something to put there because I think it's just too much skulls otherwise. And then I need to redraw the sword and put the correct one. So thankfully, the sword that I'm doing is, it still will work with the hand positioning that I've got her in. Thank God. Otherwise that was gonna be tough because this was one of the hardest parts, was trying to get her holding the sword and make it look right. Oh, I know, Glaystig, it is so overwhelming when you're trying to figure out what to do and where to focus your time as far as what to learn in art. I have so many different art books that I'm in the process of studying. It's crazy. A pendant that mimics the Chaos Sword shape. Yeah, that's a cool idea. You met him twice this year, Wayne? Oh my god, that's so cool. I really want to meet him. Okay. So, I need to get the sword drawn in. All right, so at least the main sections are pretty much the same. So the top of the sword is the same as I drew it already. The center portion with the skull is just about the same. This is about where the skull is. Section goes above the skull. I'm going to be talking out loud to myself a little bit, you guys. Somewhat to myself, somewhat to you. Oh, thank you, Wayne. Okay, so I've almost got it. Because some of the form is similar. I just need to get this section in properly. So I think it goes like this. Yes, I've done Abby Chase. Wayne, I've planned some of it, not all of it. I have a few more that I'd like to go to, but they haven't posted their signups yet. But yes, I have a tentative plan so far, though not completely filled out, I'll be honest. Which ones are your main ones? I know you're going to Emerald City, and I'll be there. Yay! And I heard back from C2E2, and I'll be at C2E2 as well. So those are like back to back, which is going to be exciting. Oh, you and me both. I love J. Scott Campbell's work so much. All right, so this sword is pretty detailed. And I don't want to screw it up. So it's on a slight angle, not a huge one, but enough that I need to keep that in mind so that I have everything in the right place, but also slightly twisted that way. Is that correct? All right, so there needs to be a little bit more of the hilt right on that side. Tip of the sword is here. I don't like ruler work. I'm sure I've told you guys that before, but ruler work is important work to get right. I think that's why I find it so intimidating, is like, you gotta do it right. Yeah, okay. And it's not gonna come to quite as wide a tip at the bottom because I actually don't think her sword does that. Oh, sorry, you guys can't see the base. I'm sorry. Any cons in Toronto? You know what? I was gonna go to the Fan Expo Canada, and I am not gonna make it because it's on the dates that I already had something else planned. Emerald City, C2E2, MegaCon, Heroes. Oh my god, okay. So I'm gonna go, so far I have Emerald City, C2E2, MegaCon Orlando I signed up for, so I'm still waiting to hear back. Heroes I want to go to, I just haven't, their sign up isn't out yet. San Diego, I'm on the fence, I'm still thinking about it. Fan Expo Canada, they changed their dates and we're on a cruise, which we've been saving for, and I'm not gonna skip. And New York Comic Con, I plan to be there as well. Yay, I'm gonna see you so many times next year, Wayne. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I don't plan, I already booked the one for Edmonton. Calgary, 100% I will be there, yes. Oh, thank you, Anthony. All right, so I want to keep the center line throughout the whole sword. The center line is the most important so that I can keep everything in the right place here. San Diego is a madhouse for sure. I know, I'm sorry, Kylie. Okay, so there's a main center section here. Hey, Rust Bomb. Yes, it is. Yes, and I do recommend this one. If you scroll down, I have a list of all the tools that I use just right here on this page, and you should be able to see it, and you can search almost everything just right on Amazon. Oh, thank you so much, Shane. You're awesome. Aw, I am so sorry, Anthony. Right, so I can actually get her hand in here. So I drew her hand all the way through so that I knew I had all of her fingers in the right spot. So like this is where her wrist is, right? And I kind of drew her hand at an angle like this. So we would see part of her thumb here. And this is where her hand, this is like the top of, you know, this part. So kind of where my glove opens up, the opening of my glove right here is where I draw the hand like so. And then I need to start getting the fingers in. And I want to move one of her fingers up like this so that we're just seeing a little tiny portion of it. Basically thinking that it's almost straight, or like it's bent at this knuckle, not bent at the finger knuckle. Oh, Gravelette, that would be so fun. I hope so. Oh, I'm sorry, Anthony. I'll look up some shows in Iowa. I need to see what's there. My Huon isn't listed. Okay, I need to fix that. Thank you for letting me know, Shane. Oh wow, that is intense, Central Park. Oh, good. So the way that her sword works, I can leave a break right there so at least people can see her full shoulder, which is really nice. Oh, you're right, Wayne. I won't. Especially, I have it written down to contact him about New York because he told us we stayed in the wrong place last time. Thank you so much for that, Wayne. Oh, see you later. Thank you so much for hanging out, Greg. Okay. So the top of the sword, oh yes, you guys can see. Okay, good. The top of the sword is like a little diamond-y style shape. And that we would see from, like, the perspective is rounded because it's kind of going away from us. So I've got that going rounded that way. Okay. And then right here, I'm going to start erasing some of the lines that are no longer needed here. So I realized that this is right up against the edge. Now, it's too right up against the edge in a lot of places, but I wanted to draw her nice and big on this, and I will be able to expand out on all edges. I can pull up the hair a little bit more if needed as well, so that I can, I'm going to color quite a bit outside of this actual bleed margin, because up here it's fine. The Lady Death title could go right here over her hair. It could go in a lot of different places, but I actually need a little more space on this side right here. So I will, because I'm taking care of the background and all that in the painting and coloring, I'll just extend out my piece of paper on the computer. Thank you, Gabriel. I did. I'm so happy. Oh, seriously, Wayne? Okay, that is so awesome to know. I'm considering Dragon Con for the first time. I've never been to Dragon Con before, and honestly, I'd never considered it until this year. So I'm gonna have to see if I get in to Dragon Con, but yeah, I might be braving it. So it's great to know if you and Buzz are gonna be there. Maybe I'll talk to Buzz about Dragon Con and see if he has any suggestions. Thank you for that heads up. I'm sure you make an amazing booth babe, Wayne. Who all is leaving? Anthony is leaving? Okay. Good night, Anthony. Have a good one, and thank you so much for hanging out. Yeah, I've heard it's an amazing show. I was never gonna, I wasn't gonna try it until my kids were a little older, but I guess Dan thinks that they are old enough now and I can be gone for 5 days, so we'll see. I will talk to Buzz. Thank you, Wayne. That's good to know, Gravelette. Thank you. Okay, so I'm trying to get the main portions of this piece in the right spot. So that is the order of right now. So it kind of comes to, so this is what I am working on right now. See, I'm using the reference. This was sent to me by Lady Death creator Brian Polito to use this sword in the piece. This piece was drawn by Richard Ortiz, and so I'm trying to get this exact sword drawn in here. Yes, TF2, I have 3 kids. I have a 16-year-old, 13-year-old, and an 8-year-old. No, thank you, Anthony. Sleep well. Dawn has to sing. Yeah, I think it's 5 days long. It's an intense show. I've always found it a little intimidating. Okay. This is a tricky ass design. Yeah, I'm sure that's why Buzz wants you there. Probably so handy. Oh my god, you did totally throw her under the bus. I'm sure I could show you a picture, Kylie. For Sarah. Oh, thank you so much, Zetai Maru. I really appreciate the follow. If that was you, I missed who it was in the corner. Oh, is Rock Trooper leaving? Okay, go have some dinner and have a nice evening and enjoy your weekend. If you can make it, I'll be streaming again on Sunday. Ah, that's funny. Okay, so the skull has like extra long lower jaw area with two big spiky horn thingies coming out on either side. Is here. Eyes are kind of small and slanted here. And then it has a big circular pendant thingy on his forehead. It's kind of like that. Oh, this is the latest you've seen me on stream. Yeah, it is pretty late. It's true. I went over dinner today because my whole day shifted a little later today than expected. So he has kind of a big protruding chin. Yeah, well, I'm gonna be done with this stream at 9:30 my time, so it's 9:08 at the moment. Oh, GrimC9, thank you so much for the follow. Oh, thank you so much, Setai Maru. Well, you know what? I am 100% here to explain the way I draw hair. And I did a good bit of that this time, and then I'll explain hair as I work on it in other covers. But thank you so much. I personally don't feel very comfortable drawing hair. It isn't fun for me. So if you feel that it's kind of confusing and not very fun for you either, we're in the same boat. I might need to make this side a little bit bigger, which I don't super duper want to do because it's just gonna it's gonna cover more of her arm. But you know, it's also kind of handy because if I did make any mistakes in the foreshortening, it's covered. All right, so I'm almost done. I just need to figure out this sword and get it drawn correctly, and then I'm finished. Yay! And I will probably work on her other outfit, like her risque outfit. Maybe I'll do her risque outfit plan tomorrow, and then start doing the inking between tomorrow and Sunday, because I need to get this. I may have to flat it myself just because I'm not going to have time to send it out to get flatted. And it's such a big section. I can probably do. All the sections are so large, it's not going to be difficult to flat at all. So I might just do that myself, so that I can get right to coloring on Monday. So Monday I'll start doing colors, and then I'll let you guys know when I'm streaming for sure, working on all the colors as well. Which will be fun. And then I think it's Friday is my deadline. Let me see, when is December 1st? Okay, December 1st is Saturday, but I have to go to the con on December 1st and do the Twitch party on December 1st. So I'm going to try to have this done the day before my actual deadline on Friday. Whoop, whoop. We can make it. We can do it. such a great idea, David. That's so smart. I love that. Thank you. Aw, thank you, Philip. So I'm gonna use my kneaded eraser to just lighten some of the lines. So all I'm doing is just kind of tapping it. So it's not erasing anything, but it's lightening it. So that's what I love my kneaded eraser for. I might, Hans, I think so. I'll check. I'll try to remember to check. Yes, Tanis, Dan got a bunch of them, a bunch of new stuff added in there, which is awesome. Yay! So that's the center line of the skull's face right here. Okay, and then instead of like a full cheekbone here, there's a big offshoot section that kind of has almost like tusks right here. So it's not quite your normal skull. And it's just got big elephant tusks. Kind of. And then it goes into the lower jaw. Like that. It's a lot of detail on this guy. Oh, thank you so much, Kylie. That means a ton. So kind. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, wait a second. Gravelette, who are you? I feel really dumb now. I don't think I have you on my Twitch cheat sheet. Yeah, I don't have you on here. Okay. Who are you, Gravelette? Oh, thank you, Kylie. Or is this being sneaky? You're outed. Yeah, you just said you have your one original, and I'm like, wait a minute, who is this? Oh, okay. Wait a second, which map? Oh, okay. Now I know. Oh, that is so cool. Hello. You only knew me about 5 years ago when I was all cheap and shit. You know, it's because I would need to sign up and it all goes together, Shane, I think. So, we're looking into it again to see, you know, if we can set it up now. It's just one of those things that isn't the most timely, so then it doesn't end up happening. So I'm sorry, but the bits, I believe, are all intertwined and interlinked with actually doing a, it's between doing the either the affiliate or the partner. And of course, I'm not at partner, not even close. You have to have a certain amount of viewers, like an average of a certain amount that I haven't come close to yet. So it's going to be a minute before I can reach any kind of partner status. And then, yeah, it's just a matter of getting it set up, and it's a little complicated for us. Oh, okay, Hans, I see. I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm getting there. This is slow going. I'm sorry, you guys. It's a lot of little details and everything kind of overlaps and stuff. And, you know, this isn't necessarily my forte, is making sure I get these kind of things right on a slight angle, and it's all very exciting. So I apologize for how long it's taking me to figure this out. And then there's quite a bit of patterning. Here, I'll show you guys again. See? So there's quite a bit of patterning, and oops, I need to make that top part straighter. I have it a little bit too much on a curve. I've made it almost more like a butterfly wing as opposed to basically like someone said, it's 2 axes or an axe. So yeah, I need to fix that. But then you see there's these lines go underneath, and this one comes on top, and it's complex. Oh, that's so sweet of you. Yeah, I know I need to look into it, Shane. But, you know, I'm also very content with it just being free and, you know, easy for everyone. And, you know, I'm way cool with that too. So this is just, it's fun for me to be here. It's providing hopefully some value for everyone, and yeah, and it gives me content and things to talk about and art to show, and you know, I'm not expecting anyone to pay me or give me tips or anything like that, because this is my job. So I'm just kind of streaming what I'd be doing anyway, if that makes sense. So you don't need to feel like you have to get anything or do a tips jar or anything like that, which is why I'm not in a huge hurry for it. Okay, so there's the other tusk thingy. I'm sure they're not actually tusks, and I'm just not saying correctly what they are, but whatever it is, it's there. And then it's kind of bigger teeth section. Oh, I'm so happy that you enjoy it. Thank you, Mark. Oh yeah, if there was like a oatmeal raisin cookie, some sort of thing that you guys could like put in like one of those, what is it called? Okay, from like, god damn it. Anyway, I would so totally take oatmeal raisin cookies. It does help my exposure. That's true, Gabriel. So, you know, it's good for me. I don't, you know, I'm definitely not making it sound like I'm Mother Teresa here. But 100% it has helped with exposure. It helps with the comic book covers that I draw. You know, there's more content to it and interest for it. And, you know, that helps me as an artist. You know, like it's a revolving carousel of goodness. Oatmeal cookies, yes. I don't know what those ones are, Adam. Wow. Yes, I'm happy. That's right, Philip. Are you gonna put it in Boop Squad, Adam? Because I'm very interested in the cookie recipe as well. 75535. Thank you for the follow. Oh, that sounds delicious, Philip. Clearly, I'm hungry. To me, this whole section is starting to look a little bit like a croissant. Oh, thank you, Tanis. I guess it is time to be hungry and head out. Aww. You guys are all so amazing. This has been such a good time. Alright, so I am gonna have to make this side a little bit bigger. Thankfully, I do have her arm drawn in on the sketch underneath. So I've had to erase it almost completely to get in this side. And it's kind of like that. And then this goes here. So at least we can see her whole shoulder coming forward. And then part of her arm and wrist right there. Oh yay, that actually is nice. We could see some of her wrist, so it's not just kind of like this random floating hand, which would really suck. Yes, I want some kind of transport system for cookies. You guys are so amazing. Oh, and you know what? I totally did that today. I went and got Reese's peanut butter chocolate milk. So I definitely had my sugar quota for the day. Oh, good night, Hans. Have a good one. Thank you for hanging out, and I'll see you soon. Alrighty. Well, it's time for me to sign off as well. Does anyone have any suggestions of someone we should raid? If not, then I will head on out. But let's see if anyone is on. It is kind of late. No one I follow is online right now. At least none doing art. Yeah, everybody is offline. Crazy. The Tea Monster is on. He is playing Freaky Friday. Oh, it looks like everybody's heading to bed. All right. Well, then let's all head to bed. I'm gonna go grab some food, and I will try to have this prepped and ready for inking on Sunday, and along with the patch, because I do need to do an alternate outfit. Thank you so much for hanging out, you all. You rock so hard. It has been a ton of fun. I'll keep working on the sword and this whole hand section off stream, and I'm gonna go get some food. You guys are amazing. Have a good night. For anyone who's here in Calgary or Canada where it's snowing, be safe. To everyone else, also be safe, but hopefully you're not driving in a pile of snow. Thank you for hanging out. You guys rock. I love you. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you on Sunday for whoever can make it. And thank you for hanging out. You guys rock. I love you tons and tons. Enjoy your weekend. Bye.